Patriots Daily is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey everyone, it's Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media. The Patriots offense had its best day in quite a long time last week against the Raiders. Part of that was the Patriots passing game leaning on more quick concepts and not putting Mac Jones in position to turn the ball over, which he still managed to do, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. The biggest key, though, to the offense finally getting things going was the run game. Now, first, which I love to see, Bill O'Brien getting away from the outside zone stuff that they've been struggling with their bigger offensive line, capitalizing on the size of those guys, and going more with downhill concepts. But in a run scheme that's been pretty static for the most part, we saw Bill O'Brien start to integrate jet motion and misdirection to kind of throw the Raiders off and create easier blocking assignments for his offensive line and his tight end, especially with Tyquan Thornton, a guy who you have to be aware of his speed anytime he's on the field, whether he's going downfield or across the formation. Going up against a Bills team, it's very disruptive, all right? They get a lot of tackles for loss, a lot of tackles for no gain. They can be pretty stout up front, but they're also pretty boom or bust, where sometimes they're a little too aggressive and it opens up big rushing lanes because they're such a front that wants to more penetrate and create plays. So I'm going to show you some concepts that we saw last week from the Patriots, again, utilizing that motion, that downhill run scheme, misdirection to create some opportunities for the blockers and for the running backs, and how we saw something similar last week with the Bills when they faced off against the Giants in primetime. All right, so the first play we're going to look at, 2nd and 6 in the second quarter. Patriots are down 10 points, but at the beginning of the drive, starting off pretty solid. You're on schedule. So this play is going to be jet long trap. So for the sake of this video, jet just means motion. Jet sweep is going to refer to the person in motion actually getting the handoff. Now, I'm going to let this video play out so you can get an idea of how everything is going to go down. Vision from Ramondre. Decent hold. Doesn't last for long, but we'll break down why exactly that is. So first and foremost, the motion from Kendrick Bourne is going to cause the entire second level for the Raiders defense to slide over. What that's going to do is create easier blocking angles for the guys up front relative to what the Raiders are in right now. So let's watch Kendrick Bourne, see these guys all slide over with his motion. And then you see the angles here much easier than if these linebackers in the slot corner had been where they were originally. Now let's break this down one by one so you get a better idea of what long trap actually is. So on the backside, you got David Andrews taking care of Adam Butler at nose tackle and Trent Brown blocking down on Max Crosby. At the point of attack, you've got right guard Sidy Sow and right tackle Vidarian Lowe. They're going to combo on the 3 technique defensive tackle before climbing up to the linebacker number 59. And then you're going to have Antonio Mafi at the left guard executing the long trap, which the play is named for, on the defensive end. Now, the difference between a trap and a long trap is a long trap typically goes 3 or more gaps over, whereas normal trap is only usually 1 or 2, and it's typically the person who's on the play side. But as you can see here, Antonio Mafi is actually on the other side of the line of scrimmage from where the run is going to hit. Now it's going to create an opening at the point of attack. And then the tight ends, you're going to have Mike Gesicki getting up to the slot corner, number 37, and then Hunter Henry, who's actually going to pretend to block 96 to slow him down a little bit, give Mafi more space to work over before climbing up to the linebacker, number 41. And then Ramondre Stevenson starts off coming downhill, is going to know where that hole is and make a nice cut. So slow motion. You're actually going to see Sidy Sow on the combo actually falls down, but shows his athleticism, still gets back up and makes his block. But you'll also see Vidarian Lowe does a nice job getting a seal. Going to get Antonio Mafi getting some of the defensive end. And then Mike Gesicki on 37. Hunter Henry getting his block on 41. Now, unfortunately, Mafi isn't able to sustain his block, all right? His hand, you see his outside hand kind of slips inside of the defender, which allows 96 to spin off and make the tackle on Ramondre Stevenson. Still, not a great play, but a solid one. Next play we're going to look at, 3rd and 1 in the second quarter. Patriots only down 7 points. They got a field goal. On this play, it's going to be an actual jet sweep. So the player in motion is actually going to get the handoff away from the outside zone fake, create conflict in the defense. Now we're going to run it. Let's just see how it works out first. So he presses outside, finds a cutback lane, gets back in there. More than what he needed on 3rd and 1 to convert. Now let's break this down. So the shift from Ezekiel Elliott, he's going to go over to the wing from the fullback position where you've seen him get handoffs at times this season. And then you're going to see number 5, the linebacker, bump down to the line of scrimmage. Right there. Not right on line of scrimmage, but, kind of hovering over that gap. Now, this play is designed to look like outside zone, with the offensive line going horizontally to the right, along with Ramondre Stevenson executing outside zone footwork. But in reality, this play is going to go to the opposite side with Ezekiel Elliott on the jet sweep, and then Trent Brown and 85 Hunter Henry comboing on the defensive end, or I guess here, outside linebacker, before climbing up and getting the most dangerous threat, and then Mike Gesicki on the cornerback, number 21. Let's let this play out. And you're going to see the hesitation from number 5. Now, Zeke's got the handoff, but he also spots the outside zone action. So he takes a step inside before actually going and committing to the jet sweep. Up front, Hunter Henry initially is on 96, hands him off to Trent Brown, climbs up to the linebacker, Mike Gesicki getting a solid block outside. And Ezekiel Elliott, he actually talked this week about the trick to bouncing runs is you have to press where you're initially going and help your offensive linemen out and get the defenders to basically come to them. You see he does a nice job of that here. All 3 of the defenders to that side are now being blocked, opens up a cutback lane for Zeke. And then Diablo is still able to run it down and make the tackle, but you get more than what you needed on 3rd down. That's a solid play. Next up. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's run it again. I forgot my own video. One more time from a different angle just so you can see. Like the Raiders, they're expecting a quarterback sneak here. They got all these guys over the interior lineman, over Darian Lowe. They're expecting this to hit inside. Bill O'Brien alertly decides to instead stress the defense horizontally.
The CLNS Media Network is powered by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston. And get in on the action with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/PressPass50 and use code PressPass50 to get 50% off. That's code PressPass50 at factormeals.com/PressPass50 to get 50% off.
All right, actual next play. 3rd and 1, 4th quarter, Patriots down 9 points. Big conversion they need right here. This is going to be another jet motion, but it's going to be reverse on split zone fake. So this is going to throw a lot at the defense, especially after you've already built some different things in their head. You had the jet sweep actually being handed off. You also had jet motion just as a distraction. So there's a lot for the defense to think about here. I'll break down why exactly. First, let's see how it plays out. Tyquan Thornton getting that speed and jet motion. You like to see it. But whoops, Kendrick Bourne actually gets the ball. Gets a solid gain to convert. Again, getting a bit more than what he actually needed. Just running this back. As we talked about last time, Tyquan Thornton is going to be the jet motion man. This is going to cost 41 to go from the line of scrimmage and bump up. And then number 5 is actually going to bump down the line of scrimmage, kind of similar to what we saw in the last play. And I'm not sure if this was already determined or whether this was an adjustment to the motion, but we're going to see 37 come on a slot blitz. And you're going to see that kind of messes up the play, but they're still able to convert. I'll break down why in a little bit. But first, let's see that motion, how it affects the defense. Again, this is a situation where you're moving the defense away from the point of attack and exploiting by showing them a lot of different things. So they're going to make this look like split zone. which is inside zone, downhill concept with Ramondre Stevenson going downhill. And Pharaoh Brown, if this were actually a split zone, he would be coming around to kick out outside, try to create a cutback lane for Ramondre Stevenson. But what's actually happening is the Patriots are running the reverse. So they're going to make it look like they're going to the right, but they're actually going to have Kendrick Bourne coming around with Pharaoh Brown lead blocking. And then you're going to see Trent Brown get a block on the defensive end before climbing, and Jalen Reagor. Now, this is where it gets confusing because it looks like initially he's supposed to get the crack block on number 37, and I think Pharaoh Brown is supposed to be responsible for the cornerback 0. We'll see how this plays out. So the blitz is going to get in Pharaoh Brown's way. I'm not sure this is what he was actually designed to do on the play, but alert play by him picking up the guy. You see Jalen Reagor, he might have taken a little too long to recognize this because he goes all the way downhill. Pharaoh Brown gets him, but then he's going to turn around and actually pick up number 37. Pharaoh Brown moves on. Tries to get number 5, and that opens up a cutback lane for Kendrick Bourne. Nice block also, rewind a bit. Trent Brown gets enough of a 96, climbs, creates a seal there on the linebacker. And 96 does a good job, shows good effort still, getting near the play. And Jalen Reagor's man falls off his block and makes the tackle. But again, 3rd and 1, you're getting more yards than you need. And it helps when you have so many different things that the defense has to account for. Let's look at it again from the end zone angle. So you see him slide over. See the linebackers in conflict. They're not sure who exactly has the ball. Look, by the time Kendrick Bourne actually gets it, it's too late. They're already behind schedule. See Kendrick, Reagor doesn't sustain the block, so he's able to make the tackle, but that's a nice little cutback lane there. All right, 3rd and 1, 4th quarter, still down 9 points. What are we going to get here? Jet motion with a crack toss. So again, you're just building on things you've already shown. You have a jet sweep. You have jet motion. You got to reverse. The defense doesn't know where you're trying to go. You're stretching them downhill. You're stretching them horizontally. On this play, they're going to attack horizontally again with some more confusion. Let's run the play. Kendrick Bourne, who just had the reverse, goes in motion, but it's actually a toss to Ramondre Stevenson. Does a nice job fighting after contact. So let's break this down. So once again, Kendrick Bourne, like I said, he just got the reverse. So the defense is going to be on alert. This is a guy who might be getting the ball on some kind of trickery. So his motion, once again, going to prompt the second level to bump over, create some easier opportunities for the blockers. And on this play, you're going to get Mike Gesicki blocking up to basically create that crack with Trent Brown and Pharaoh Brown pulling out into space to try to lead for Ramondre Stevenson. So it's actually so effective with the jet motion that 41 doesn't really know where the ball is until, again, it's way too late. Like, look, he's just standing there. Mondre's got the ball. He's not sure where he's going. Mike Gesicki doesn't have anything to do. It's a nice job there. Big Trent, Pharaoh Brown leading the way. Pharaoh Brown doesn't get enough to take 37 out of the play. 37 just had a really solid performance in this game. I want to give it to him as well. Just run behind Trent Brown. Smart by Ramondre Stevenson. Just run behind your big guy. Raiders rally to the ball. Make the tackle. One more time from a different angle. Whoops. Going the other way. Follow the big man. Keep fighting through contact. Raiders shove him down. City So isn't too happy about that. Gives Max Crosby a little shove. Trent Brown going to help his guy. Max Crosby little flick to City So. So why is this relevant for the Bills game? Well, remember the jet long trap I showed you at the beginning of this video? That's exactly what the Giants are going to do on this play. They're going to send somebody in jet motion. It's going to affect the entire second level of the Bills, similar to the Raiders, where they're responding to that different adjustment by the offense. And you're going to get, again, the gap scheme run where you kick out the defensive end with that away guard, and it's going to open up a big hole. Let me just show it to you first. So you see the line bump, boom, big, wide open hole. And this is when the defense had Ed Oliver. They're not going to have him in this weekend, so that's advantage Patriots. All right, so the jet motion is going to come from off the screen, but again, it's going to affect the entire second level, including Taron Johnson, number 7, who's actually a slot cornerback, but he's one of the best slot corners in the NFL. And with the Bills not having Matt Milano, looks like they kind of wanted his physicality and his playmaking ability in the box. But you're going to see the jet motion is going to completely take him out of the run fit, and then you're going to see, similar to the blocking we were talking about last time, the guard who's away from the play is going to kick out. You have the combo right here up to the linebacker. Tight end is going to take the middle linebacker, and then you're going to get the seal backside. And again, the jet motion, you'll see it takes Taron Johnson completely out of the play. Slow it down. Get great movement right here on the combo. You got Taron Johnson. He's looking back, but he's pretty far away. And you got Greg Russo thinking, oh, okay, maybe I'll make a quick play here. But nope. You got the pulling guard. He actually does a good job not getting caught off guard by this, but isn't able to condense the space. You got that wide open hole because of the great combo, which allows him to also climb to the second level easier. And that's just way too easy. Darren Waller, too. Look at that. Get some guys on the ground. A little bit of friendly fire there. Not all Waller, but hey. And Saquon Barkley just doing Saquon Barkley things with fantastic acceleration. All right, so once again, the Bills' defensive front probably going to be without Ed Oliver this weekend, which is going to make it even tougher if the Patriots are able to build on last week's performance against the Raiders, really lean on that ground game to control the clock, dictate in terms of physicality, and also mix in, as I showed, the motion and the misdirection to make things much harder on a Bills second level that's also going to be without Matt Milano, one of the best linebackers in the game. For all my Patriots coverage and previews, make sure you check out Patriots Press Pass on YouTube and make sure to subscribe. And for all my written stuff, check out CLNSmedia.com.
Ever wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro? Enter OddsR. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you've always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and I think you will too. Especially since Patriots Press Pass listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/presspass. That's oddsr.com/presspass.